Hi, welcome to Sachin Study Tech. Today topic is job sequence with the deadline. So we are given a set of n jobs associated with a job I is an integer deadline, di greater than or equal to 0 and profit pi greater than 0. For any job I, the profit pi is the end if the job is completed by its deadline. So the complete a job, one has to process the job on a mission for 1 unit of time, and only one mission is available for processing the jobs. The value of the feasible solution J is the sum of the profit of the jobs in J. An optimal solution is a feasible solution with a maximum value. So this is also a maximization problem. You can get the maximum profit. If you can complete what are the jobs are completed, can get those profits. That profit must be maximum. So that jobs is completed within the deadline. So that is the constraint. So this is the example. Here you can see, let n equal to 4 objects is there, 4 jobs is there, job 1, job 2, job 3 and job 4. So those 4 jobs, these are the profits. Profit of the first job is 100, profit of the second job is 10 and 15 and 27. Like here the job 1 deadline is 2, job 2 deadline is 1, job 3 deadline is 2, job 4 deadline is 1. So you can see this problem you can solve by using greedy method. So for example, here the 0 to 1, this is a one slot, 0 to 1, and 1 to 2, this is the another slot. So because the deadline is 1 and 2, so if you can complete 0 to 1 one job and 1 to 2 another job, so what are the jobs here completed, then we'll get the maximum profit. So that is the problem. Here you can, by seeing this problem here, what is the maximum profit? So this is the maximum profit. So if you can complete the job 1, so this is the job 1, here it is job 2, here it is job 3 and here it is job 4. 4 jobs is there. If you can complete the job 1, then you will get maximum profit. So that's why you can consider this one. And P1, what is the deadline of the job 1 is 2. So you can take here either 0 1 or 1 2. So you can complete the deadline. The job is completed within the deadline. Either the job is completed 0 to 1 or 1 to 2, because the job 1 deadline is up to 2. So here for example, I am consider the job 1 is completed in this slot 1 to 2. This slot is job 1 is completed, then you will get 100 is the profit. So next maximum profit is, here it is 4th job. If you can complete the 4th job, you can get the 27. So what is the 4th job deadline? Deadline is 1. So you can must be completed within the 0 to 1. So the 0 to 1 is slot is available. So you can complete the J4 here. You can get the 27. So the maximum profit is 127. You can complete the job J1 and J4. So this is the job sequence. First you can complete the J1 0 to 1 and J4. So sorry, here it is 0 to J1 is completed 1 to 2 slot and J4 is completed 0 to 1 slot. So these 2 jobs are completed, then you can get the 127 is the maximum profit. Now we can see, so how we can solve here. The serial number is 1, here the feasible solution. For example, here consider the job 1 and 2. For example, 1 comma 2. So 1 comma 2 here. The processing sequence, here the job 1 is 100, job 2 is 10. So what is the deadline of job 1? That is 2 and job 2 is deadline is 1. So you can processing the job 2 first, because job 2 deadline is 1, job 2 first and job 1. This is the sequence. Then you can get 100 plus 10, that is 110. You can get the 110 profit here. Serial number 2 and 3 and 4, 5, 6 and 7. You can see, if you can complete 1 comma 3, first job and third job. For example, first job and third job 115, but what is the deadline of D1 and D3? So that is D1 and D3. So here it is 2, here is D3 job is also deadline is 2. So you can complete either for example job 1 here 1 complete and 3, or you can complete first 3 comma 1. Okay, both sequence are correct, then you can get the 100 plus 15, that is the profit. So 115 is the profit. Now we can see, for example, you can consider the job and job 4. So what is the job and job 4 here? 100 plus 27. So what is the deadline for the job 1 and job 4? Here the deadline is, here it is 2, here it is 1. So D4 you can complete first job 4, then you can complete job 1. So what will get the maximum profit here? It is 127 is the profit. Now we can consider 2 to 3. So 2 to 3 second job and third job. So what is the second job? 10 and 15. But what is the deadline for the job 2 is 1 and job 3 is 2. So you can complete 2 and 3. So what is the maximum profit here? It is a 10 plus 15, that is 25. Then you can consider the 2 to 4, job 2 and job 4. So what is the 2 to 4? It is 10, 27. But the second job is deadline is 1 and fourth job is deadline is 2 to 4. The fourth job is deadline is also 1. So that means you can complete either 2 or 4. So you can take the 3 to 4. Either you can complete only one job, later you can write that job, you can consider that job. Now you can see 3 to 4. Here the 3 to 4 is 15 plus 27. So what is the third job? Deadline is 2 and fourth job is deadline is 1. Now we can consider the first 4 comma 3. So what is the profit? That is 15 plus 27, that is equal to 42. So this is the value. Now we can consider the only one job. For first job is completed now, so you can get the 100. Okay, that job is completed within the deadline. Here the 2 is completed, you can get the only 10. Okay, job 2 is completed, like job 3 is completed, you can get the profit is 15. So job 3 is completed, only one job we are considered here. And for example job 4 is completed within the deadline, so that is job 4. Here you can get the profit is 27. So out of these all are feasible solutions. It can satisfy the constraint. What is the constraint here? The job should be completed within the deadline, that is the constraint. What is the maximization? What is the objective? Objective is to get the maximum value, maximum profit. So here you can see in this table, so 127 is the maximum value, so that you can complete the job 1 and job 4. Then can complete the job 4 first and job 1. This is the sequencing order. You can get the 127. So this is the maximum profit optimal solution for this problem. Now we can see another example. This is the another example. You can see the another example. In this job, here in this problem we have the number of jobs is 4, number of jobs is 7. Here you can see number of jobs is 7 and P1 to P7, and these are the profits of those jobs and these are the deadlines of the jobs. Now we can consider first which job we can consider that is the maximum profit. That's why we can write the in descending order. So we can consider what is the maximum profit. Here it is 30, next maximum is 20, next maximum is 18, next maximum is 6, next maximum is 5 and 3 comma 1. So these are the jobs you can write. So next the deadline of the job, here it is deadline is here it is 2 and 4, deadline is 4, deadline is 3, deadline is 1, here the deadline is 3, here the deadline is 1, here the deadline is 2. So you can complete it. These are what are the jobs you can complete, then you can get the maximum profit. That is also a maximization problem. Here also you can use the greedy method. So what is the constraint? Those jobs, what are the jobs you can consider? The jobs is completed within the deadline, that is the condition or constraint. Now we can see, so here the maximum slot is 4, so that's why here it is 0 to 1 slot, here it is 0 to 1 and 1 to 2, this is the second slot, 2 to 3 next slot, here 3 to 4. So what is the maximum profit here? It is a 30 is the maximum profit here, so that's why you can consider 30 in slot 2. Here the deadline is 2, so you can complete this particular job in this position. For example, I assume that this is the J1 and J2, J3, job J4 and job J5. Here it is a J6 and J7. Okay, then here it is J1 is completed. Here you can get the maximum profit is 30. Here the J2 slot deadline is 4, so you can consider J2 here. You can get that profit. Here it is profit is 30. Here you can complete the J2, the profit is 20. Now next you can consider the J3 because it is the next maximum profit, so that is the deadline is 3, so you can complete here J3. You can get the profit is 18. And J4, here it is J4 is completed within the deadline, that deadline is 1, so J4 is considered here. You can get the profit is 6. So this is the maximum profit that is 74. Now we can see the, for example, here it initially you cannot consider any job slot not assigned to any slot. This is the pi, you cannot get any profit here. For example, I am consider the J1 job here, J1. So the J1 is, you can consider the 1 to slot is assigned, 1 to 2 slot is assigned, and the solution is J1 is completed. Here the J1 is completed. You can get the profit is 30. Now we can see, for example, I am consider the J2. So J2 is completed. The slot is 3 to 4. Here in this case, already 1 to 2 slot is assigned to job 1. That is also can take 1 to 2 and 3 to 4. So here it is J1 is completed and J2 is completed. So what is the profit of J1 and J2? 30 plus 20, that is 50. And for example, here it is J3. So J3 can take the 2 to 3 slot. Here 2 to 3 slot is assigned to J3. Here it is a J1 slot 1 to 2. Here it is 3 to 4. So that is J1 is completed, J3 is completed, then J2 is completed. J1, J3, J2 is completed, then you can get the profit. So J1, J1 profit is 30, J3 profit is 18, here it is 20, so that is 68. Now we can consider the J4, job 4. Here the J4 is 0 to 1. You can consider here. Already J3 is completed, J2 is completed. Now you can see the J4. So J4 slot is 0 to 1. 0 to 1 slot is assigned to J4 job, and 1 to 2. Here it is next 2 to 3, and 3 to 4. Here it is completed, first J4, then J1, then J3, then J2. You can get the maximum properties, for example 74. So next you can consider the J5. What is the J5 job? J5 job, here it is, the profit is 5, slot is 3, but already 3 slot is occupied. 0 to 1 slot is not there, and 1 to 2 slot is already filled, and 2 to 3 slot is already filled with J3. So there is no slot for J5. So you can write the same thing here. Then you can write one point here. there is no slot for J5. There is no slot for J5. So there is no change. What are the slot is assigned? You can write here also. So you can take the same thing here. J1, J3, J2, and here is no change 74. And also you can consider the J6. Here also J6 slot is 1. So already 0 to 1 is slot is already assigned to J4. Then no slot for J6 also. Here there is no slot for J6. What are the slot is assigned? You can write here also same thing. Then here also same thing, and you can get the only 74 profit. Now we can consider the J7. J7 slot is, you can take the deadline is 2, but already 0 to 1 is already filled. 1 to 2 is already assigned to some other job. There is no slot for J7. So you can write the J7. There is no slot for J7. What are the sequence slot is assigned? You can write here also. Then no change here. It is a J4, J1, J3, J2. You can write here. Then you can get the 74. So what is the maximization here? You can consider the what are the jobs you can consider. You can complete the jobs. J1 you can complete it, J2 you can complete it, J3 you can complete it, J4 you can complete it. So these are the jobs are completed. Then you can get the maximum profit. Maximum profit is 74. Maximum profit is 74. Here these jobs are completed within their deadline. So why are concerned J1 and J2, J3? For example, you can write here it is a J1, it is a J2, you can J3 here, J4 and J5. Then you can assign this profit in deciding order. First you can consider the maximum profit like that. Then here the jobs is changed here. But in this case I am consider this is J1, J2, J3 and J4. That's why these are the jobs is completed, okay, within their deadlines. So you can get the maximum value. Thank you for watching this video.